Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for my week 4 update. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the cost associated with my brooder and the cost of the chicks themselves. Let's start with the brooder setup. Behind me I have a 100-gallon tank from Tractor Supply Co. This retail value is $99.99, but when we were there it was on sale for $35. So we picked it up because we figured that we'll use it at another time down the road. You by no means need something as fancy as this, and you can use something as simple as a cardboard box. You just want to make sure that you have high enough sides that the chicks won't fly out. Especially as they get older, you're going to need a box that's large enough to keep the birds in. Pine shavings are essential to your brooder and they are really inexpensive. The ones that I have behind me in this brown bag are from a local feed store that I paid $7.50. The ones from Tractor Supply are about $5.99, but they're also really cheap. Now this whole bag has lasted me almost 4 weeks. If you watched our last video, we switched over to these larger shavings. Between these two bags, this should last us another 4 to 8 weeks. Chick starter feed is also really inexpensive. This bag I bought from Tractor Supply for $15.99. It is a 50 pound bag, and it will definitely last me probably until these chicks go outside. I've had this bag for 4 weeks now and it's still about halfway full. And you'll use this feed up until the age of 10 weeks old. If you're feeding your chicks anything other than the starter feed, you're gonna need some chick grit. I bought this bag of chick grit online for $13.70 on Amazon. It is relatively expensive. This is 5 pounds in comparison to the 50-pound bag of feed, which is almost the same exact cost. But it's essential for the chicks, and you need to make sure that it's the right size of grit for the chicks. So rather than do the guesswork with putting dirt in there, I just bought it online. Having a chick feeder and waterer are not essential to your brooder setup, but it will be very, very helpful and you won't have to clean it as much. So this is specifically made for chicks so they can't get in here and poop, as we talked about in my other video. But this is added cost to your brooder setup. So I bought these two on Amazon for a total of $18.95. I could have cut out the $20 cost by putting a regular bowl in the brooder. The heat plate brooder that I'm using in my coop cost me about $70. So if you were to just buy the heat plate itself without this plastic cover, it's about $50, and I bought this off of Amazon. So if you want to save money on the heat source, then you should buy a heat lamp. The heat lamp is only going to cost you about $10 in comparison to something that costs you $70. Now the reason why I went ahead and spent that money was because I didn't want to have to worry about any type of fire hazard. And you can hear the birds back there. They're going crazy because when I remove this from their brooder, they have a lot of room to run and fly around. So I'm gonna put this back in. An additional cost that I had for my brooder was the probiotic and the electrolyte. These are very, very cheap. They are $3 for a set of 3 of them. And I definitely recommend going ahead and buying them because they're specifically made for chicks. You could try to look up your own recipe online, but in the long run, you're probably not gonna save that much money. So I would definitely recommend buying these as well. All right, let's talk chick costs. So you can see behind me that the Easter egger jumped up on the brooder. So they're getting big enough where they can fly out. So I definitely have to be careful and keep the dog out of here. Now, I also have 2 Plymouth Rocks. So the Plymouth Rocks were $3.80. The Rhode Island Reds were also $3.80. And then the Easter egger was a little bit more expensive and she was $4. Now, we lost one of our chicks really early on and I was really upset about it. So we went to Tractor Supply and we actually bought 2 more chicks, and they were both Easter eggers and they only cost us about $3.80. So in total cost, oh my gosh, they are climbing all over me. Okay, calm down. There we go. So the total cost of the birds themselves is relatively cheap, but the shipping is where you'll see the cost. So the shipping for the birds was about $40. And if you can find a hatchery that's local to you, or if you want to just buy your chicks at Tractor Supply, you'll also save on that cost. The total amount that I've spent on my chicks is about $245, and if you implement some of the money-saving tips that I recommended, you could pay as little as about $80 for your chicks. Thank you so much for joining me for my week 4 update. I hope you'll join me again next week, and you can see how big these little babies got.